onto Dwyer Arena. Had a chance to catch up with Niagara goaltender Chris Noonan, who has been really the spark behind this Purple Eagle surge to the #2 seed inside Atlantic Hockey. And I spent some time with him and asked him whether or not this whole run has been a surprise for him.
I think it's definitely been a surprise. I would like to say I think we expect our team to do well. So in that regard, finishing second, I'm not completely surprised by that, but more so just the 10-2-2 finish. We were off to not a great start at the beginning of the year, so I think that could have been a little better. So it's more so surprising just the last month, 2 months or whatever.
How about you personally, though? Because coming into the season, we've had a goaltender rotation here for a couple of years. It's been this guy Friday, this guy Saturday. You've been a part of that. And over the course of this season, there's been no rotating. It's been the Chris Noonan show. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the first semester is kind of rotating, trying to just stick with the goalie that was playing well. Unfortunately that wasn't me, but I was happy for the other guys doing well. And then second half of the year, I knew that at one point I was going to get a chance to play, so I just kind of had to be ready for that. And just been fortunate enough to play well every game to keep playing the next game.
17 consecutive starts. What changed between the start of the season where you feel like you weren't playing well and to where you are now?
I don't know what changed, but more so just the opportunity to, get the second start. The big thing is that first start playing well and then just build off that. I think I just had a couple good games early and just built up momentum within myself to keep playing and keep the consistency going.
Well, you built things pretty well. Top 5 nationally in goals against average, save percentage. Your numbers are really impressive. It's got to feel nice to look at the national rankings and see your name right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a nice way to be rewarded after winning. I don't look at the season and say, those are the stats that I want to have. You focus on a win, and it's nice just to have that as a reward.
We get to be here at Dwyer. You guys have earned a first-round bye. How nice is that? Last year was a first-round series. This year, a week to just kind of relax, kick back, and see what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that the format changed a little, so it's not a one-game-and-done type of deal. But getting the bye is huge. We've been battling with injury here and there a little bit throughout the year, so just to have a week off, let guys, rest up and recover, it's going to be huge. And just to be at Dwyer, staying here is a big advantage for us.
How will you make sure to stay fresh? Sometimes in pro sports and any sport, when there's a bye week, people will say, you can kind of get out of a rhythm. You guys play every weekend. So this weekend, will the practices be a little bit more intense? Will you try and mimic games, scenarios? What will you do?
I think the start of the week, kind of just relax, take it easy. But more so like Thursday, Friday, and then going into next week is kind of when you step it up a notch. Because, I mean, even next week, we still have a full week of practice like any other week during the year. So just staying in rhythm this week is important. And then next week, just a full week of practice like normal.
Let's go back 2 years ago, 2010, CHA, final year in the CHA, the championship's in this building. And you guys are really close. It doesn't go your way, but the 3-2 overtime loss to Bemidji State. What do you remember about that?
Just the heartbreak at the end of the game. We like you said, we were so close that, just one goal away from going to the national tournament, and that's huge. We didn't have, the greatest season, but in the end, we still had a chance to go to the national tournament, which was our end goal. So, just looking back, it's a learning experience. We know that we want to get to the national tournament, and that's just a learning experience to get there.
It's almost a funny thing, too, the way the numbers work out. The banners, it's every 4 years. Every 4 years Niagara goes, and you guys are up this year.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on us, but, coming into the season, us seniors knew that. Every 4-year player that's been here has gone to the tournament. So, it put a lot of pressure on us at the beginning of the year, but it wouldn't change our mindset. Every year we go into the season shooting to win our league to get a chance to go to the tournament. So it's just a little extra motivation. If there's pressure behind it, that's okay. It's just, we know what we want to do, and that's get to the national tournament.
What's it been like over the course of these 17 games in a row that you've started with your counterparts, the other goaltenders? You guys have often had the 1A, 1B, on and off kind of thing. With you as the number one guy there, how has the relationship with, the other guys kind of changed, if at all?
Not a lot. They're very supportive, and I think that's, kind of how it's been around here. You got to look at it from a goalie standpoint. If somebody's playing well, you want to play, but if you see them doing well, you understand that they're going to keep playing, and it's just whatever's going to make the team better. You know, and like I said, the guys are very supportive. You know, they give me a high five at the end of the game, good luck before the game. So I mean, there's not much, you know, that's really changed, but they're very supportive.
With 17 starts in a row, if there is a superstition, it's got to be getting tired. Do you have like anything that you've been carrying around?
I don't actually. Like I've always said, you know, I try and stay away from superstitions as much as possible. You know, if you screw something up, it can just, you know, get you thinking wrong, thinking negatively. So I just honestly just try and stay in routine. You know, do some of the same things over and over, but not to the superstition level.
And once we get to the playoffs here at Dwyer, you've got a 2 out of 3 scenario, so it's not like you're going to play one game that could be your last. But if things don't go well, you could be in that spot. What will it be like for you? You know, senior adds more pressure to it. Senior makes it so not only is it maybe last game of the season, last game of the tournament, but you're talking last game of career. Have you even thought to that at all?
A little bit. I mean, it's in the back of your mind just being a senior, you know, especially with senior day recently. You kind of think about those things and, you know, kind of look ahead and see what the end of the year is going to be like. But I think our mindset going into the weekend is, you know, 2 out of 3. We feel like we can beat anybody 2 out of 3 games in the league. So we don't look at it as, you know, it's our last weekend. And I mean, being a senior, I definitely don't look at it that way. It's crossed my mind, but you know, you can't really think about it because it's just going to put too much pressure on you and, you know, take away from what you're supposed to be focusing on.
Well, best of luck. As soon as you find out who the opponent is, you can start scouting.
Thank you.
All right, thank
you. Noonan scouting Robert Morris, and Noonan, one of the reasons the Purple Eagles have as good a chance as any team in this conference of taking the conference.